All right, testing, testing. I need to know if it's on. Is it ready? Is the camera working? Is the camera recording? Okay. All right. We're looking and sounding great. So, hello, my lovelies. This is the judge and jury of music. Okay? AKA Queen Millennial. All right. And the question today obviously is, and the subject is, who the heck is Stephanie Germanotta and where did she go? Okay. So sit back. But first, as usual, a word. Have you ever felt so cooked from work that you just feel like glazing over and doing absolutely nothing? Well, that's how I feel today. So the fact that you even got this video at all, even though I'm struggling through it right now, it's a miracle. So appreciate the work that I do for you. Okay. Now let's get back to what we're here to talk about. So welcome back to the enchanted kingdom of music and mayhem. This is It's That Girl or It's Not That Girl. And I am Working Lena, the workhorse. This is a show about popular music and popular artists from today, yesterday, and beyond. And of course, including independent recording artists, okay? Now, who even is Stephanie Germanotta and where did she go? Okay. Well, we're here to go ahead and get into the tea and crumpets. Okay, so make sure that you sit by the TV, the computer, the smartphone. I don't know what the heck you're on. I'm tired as heck. Anyway, go ahead and grab the bonbons, the Twizzlers, the snacks, the drinks, the backwoods, the Alizé, the Chardonnay, honey. Get your ex comfortable because this is It's That Girl or It's Not That Girl. Let's get into some things. Take it away.
Dismiss.
It's a trap.
One life. They wanna be around, no matter how you are getting down. There's really nothing that you can do. Push past all the doubts and believe in you. Push past all the doubts and believe in you. Cause when it's all over, said and done, there's only one, yeah, there's only one. Take it by the horns and be on the run. Take it by the horns and be on the run. Even when you get down, yes, they wanna be around and they wanna see you frown. One life. They wanna be around and they wanna see you frown. I'll tell you what you can.
Hello, welcome back to It's That Girl or It's Not That Girl. Why do I have two mics in my hand? Or two mics here? I don't know, because I'm absolutely batshit crazy. Okay, but that's what you came here for. I mean, you came for Miss Stephanie Germanotta, but you came here for the batshit crazy too, okay? See, me and Stephanie, we have a lot in common. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, anyway, welcome back to It's That Girl or It's Not That Girl. Okay, this is a show where I talk about. We already said that. See, that's how tired I am, honey. Anyway, my name is Peyton 3.0, the artist and musician, the entertainer, not the content creator, not the YouTuber, and not the influencer, okay? Now, as I say in all my videos, those are great platforms and tools to build the business, the brand, the name, the reputation up, but most importantly, the community. And hopefully you, yes you, will join this community today by hitting that like button. Share with people that you know that share the interest of music artist commentary, reviews, reactions. Okay. And of course, to truly become a part of this community here, you gotta go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you are also commenting, okay? Because this is a real community, unlike the other social medias I can no longer vouch for, okay? And of course, notification bell for more, because why would you not, okay? Now with that being said, we're gonna roll right on into this thing. Here we go. Okay, so if you've been living under a rock, or I don't know, you're from Generation A, Alpha, whatever, I don't know. But listen, we should know the story by now, right? We should know the story of Miss Stephanie Germanotta. Okay, born in New York, honey, in 1986, March 28th, my birthday twin. Although my birthday is March 26th, hers is Stephanie Germanotta is the 28th. Okay, and I was born in, hold it, wait for it, believe it or not, I'm a year older than Miss Germanotta. 1985, honey. Oh yes, that's why I said I am the millennial, and so is she. Okay, Miss Stephanie Germanotta always had the light in her eyes. You know, her parents eventually struck it rich, you know, and they put their daughter through piano, things of that nature. Steph, she fell in love with the music. She fell in love with the pop culture and the recording industry, as she thought that she knew it, as we all think that we know it, that are artists or want to be artists at that time, right? And so she crafted her life basically around this very thing, right? As many of us budding wannabe artists, especially at that time, tended to do. Eventually, she was in the right city, right? And she would go ahead and play at the dive bars, eventually in her teens, and you know, she was doing her thing, and it wasn't easy because, you know, it's never easy for struggling artists. You know, even though her parents had a pretty penny and will always protect her, Miss Steph over here wanted to get out there and hustle and do those dive bars, you know, and work those restaurants and so forth and so on, in clubs, right? She wanted to put skin in the game. There were a lot of people that obviously did not like Stephanie, told her she was trash, told her that she wasn't talented, or you're not talented enough, but she didn't care. Okay? She didn't give a flying about what you had to say. Okay? Even inside, as she was contemplating it, because Stephanie is a very sensitive soul, right? It's like, and it's not that nothing gets to her, right? But she doesn't let that stop her, and she doesn't let you know that it hurt her a lot of times. Stephanie just moved right on up. She just kept moving, right? Stephanie worked the 9-to-5 job as she had to, right? Because she also had to deal with the fact that not only was her classmates making Facebook profiles and saying things like, Stephanie, you'll never be famous, you'll never be nothing, right? You'll never be anything. You are nothing. You're going to be like the rest of us. And so she worked those dive bars. She worked those clubs. She made some connections. She worked at the restaurants, right? She did it. Made some friends. Did what she had to do as a struggling artist, right? Her path wasn't really any different than any other struggling artist trying to quote unquote make it at that time. You fast forward and Miss Stephanie kept making her connections, right? She kept making her connections. She kept doing her thing because she was absolutely in love with it. Whether people were writing things about her and saying things about her that were positive or negative, she knew that she had to continue on, even though her parents were very worried about her, as most parents are worried about people who say and actually pursue being this artist type of pipe dream, being this singer, being this musician. The people get very worried who themselves were not in that world, right? Only the parents that people are born to who are in that world and they see that their child has the same interests, those parents are highly supportive. But if that has never been the parents that you were born to's thing, that wasn't their world, well, they're very, very worried because they know the truth of this industry, right? They weren't trying to hold her back. They just wanted to protect her, as they should. But they let her do her thing. And so eventually it led to this record deal, right? Mm-hmm. And Stephanie decided that she no longer wanted to be Stephanie GERMANOTTA, right? She decided that she no longer wanted to be Stephanie anymore. No, she wanted to separate herself far away from the life that she used to know. She wanted to separate herself from all the negative things that life brought. She wanted to transform, right? She wanted to be something that she had a vision of, she was creating in her own mind and bring it to fruition as an artist that was deeply entrenchedly not just any kind of singer that wanted to be a singer. No, she was the artist, and she really committed to the bit. Okay? She really committed to the bit. And that scared a lot of people. And what do people do? A lot of people turn on you, right? The artist will always be the odd one out. Right? Even till this day, the artist usually will always be the odd one out. Especially when they had the commitment that Lady Gaga had. It was too much for people in her life. So they make these Facebook pages and these sites to bash her. But she didn't care. So the record deal comes, and somebody comes along and gives her the idea, like, you're so theatrical. there's somebody like you in this industry. You're so gaga. And that's what she took. That's what she took that and she ran with it. Okay. And so from that moment on, Stephanie Germanotta was no more. Oh no. Stephanie Germanotta's life was ended in that very moment. And from that point on, Steph, the germ, as her friends, her real friends, endearingly gave to her, became Lady Gaga. Okay? Pop music will never be lowbrow. Okay? And she was doing her thing. She was eccentrically out there, brave, even though she knew people would come for her. She grew her audience. She stuck with it. She was relentless. She was an artist. She was resilient. And she was unbreakable, unshakable, although it seemed from the surface. She did a lot of shocking things. People called it spectacle. She's trying too much. She's trying too hard. What is she doing? I absolutely loved everything she was doing personally, watching from the viewer side of things as an artist myself, or wannabe artist, whatever. Nah, an artist. Never have I come across anybody like this Lady Gaga honey, aka Stephanie Germanotta, who would never let you go call her by that name anymore. To her, Stephanie was as good as dead and gone. Stephanie would not be mentioned. I believe she even had her parents given her that name and called her Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga wouldn't even allow herself to be billed when she started acting as Stephanie Germanotta. Because again, to her, that life, that girl was dead. And she was never, ever coming back. Never. So Gaga, it was. She tasted the fame. She made her whole record, a whole debut around the whole fame and the monster that fame actually truly is. People loved her. People hated her. They found her polarizing. Right? But she gained that following. She was hitting the billboard. She was the talk of the country, right? And many other countries that have fallen in love with the spectacle that they consider to be Lady Gaga. And I was eating with no crumbs left, honey, every moment I could get, honey. Okay? On the other side, I was just watching whatever the media had to report. This is my girl. she meant something extra special to me that no other singer or artist that had got the chance to pop out in the mainstream music industry had affected me before. So, Miss Gaga experienced the highs of his fame that she was after and finally got. Truly being in love with being an artist and all the struggles and things and pains it came with. But she also experienced the ugly, ugly lows of the people that once supported her. The people that once loved her. Singing her praises turned on her and called her husband and said that she's doing too much with this new album, Art Pop. It was too much for him. Apparently, it was too much for him. So they turned their backs, and the media ran wild with the fact that people thought that she was a has-been. Right? Social media was the big thing at this point, and people were writing all kind of nasty things about this woman. So much that this poor woman decided to retreat and grieve behind the scenes. Everybody was turning away from her because in the industry there really truly is no real support, no real friends. When the foundation is shaky and your reputation is somehow tarnished through no fault of your own, doesn't matter. Well, then the people really try to show you who they are. And so the people that were there were no longer there. Right? And so she went away, she grieved. She had put her heart and soul into this project. She was an artist, the true definition of one, in an industry where it's not really even about artistry. And the fact that the industry even let her get as far as they did with her vision, this was the final straw for them and for the people that supported her. Because in the music business, it's all about what's going to sell, what's actually marketable. It's not about artistry. Miss Germanotta, Miss Gaga, Gagish, retreated to the shadows. And she struggled, right? She struggled. She struggled with her identity. She struggled in the assurance of her vision of who she thought that she was. She spiraled. She didn't really know who's to turn to besides her family. And there was a massive struggle at this time between somebody she thought she had gotten rid of and the person, the woman, the icon that she had created. So there was a brewing war inside of herself between Stephanie still being there deep inside of her and Lady Gaga. Okay? Stephanie's still there and Lady Gaga. And we have these struggles personally, deep, deep, deep in the dark with the door shut, while dealing with this fibromyalgia disease that she had. And for the first time when she emerged, we have finally seen Gaga was gone. Yes, she was billed still under the name Lady Gaga. But it was clear to us that when Joanne showed up on the surface, she was doing very Gaga kind of moves. Gaga characteristics, right? But there was a clear shift in energy. And obviously sonically in the music. So when she came back, what we got was not really and truly Gaga. No. When she came back with Joanne, what we got was Stephanie Germanotta. Yes, she had found her way back in because Gaga was not sure of herself. So Gaga was pushed down deep, deep, deep inside of herself, and it allowed Stephanie Germanotta to come to the surface to play and explore in these different genres. She had made a jazz album with Tony Bennett. She had made Joanne, right? Yes, she had to make up a Gaga on. Well, to an extent. No, what you saw basically was a grown-up Stephanie Germanotta. That's what you were saying. She wasn't going to call herself that, but that's who you were seeing. That's who we were seeing. Okay? Steph the Germ was back, and all her haters had to eat for dinner because Stephanie Germanotta was famous. Stephanie Germanotta was that girl. And Gaga began to cultivate other audiences along the way of her exploration in multiple pulls of her albums, the way that she could not gather or gain when she was Lady Gaga with that out there electronic music and outfits and spectacle. The spectacle was gone because Stephanie was allowed to come back to the surface and flourish. There was no zoom zooms and wham whams. There was no outrageous outfits anymore. There was no originality. It was just a talented girl who could do so many things. The original artist, Stephanie Germanotta. Excuse me, it's cold in here. Stephanie Germanotta. And she did her thing, and Stephanie gained her own audience. Even though she would continue to be billed as Lady Gaga, none of us were really fooled. We knew that that was not Lady Gaga. We knew that that was Stephanie Germanotta. Now, Lady Gaga would truly reappear until the Chromatica era. And even then, it didn't feel exceptional. It didn't feel the way it needed to feel with this era. You know? And there were plenty of people who felt that with the sonic direction this album had taken. And even I had my gripes with it, and still to this day, oh no, Lady Gaga was back, and she was brilliant as ever with her singing and her melodies and her songwriting, but the sonics were like, okay, I get the other girls didn't get it, but as an artist, I got it. I love art pop and what you were taking it to. They just weren't ready for it, right? You have to water it down for these girls, okay, in the mainstream. But I love everything she did with art pop. So you had art pop up here, and then you had, simply just because of the sonics, you had Chromatica down here. It was like, forget that you're giving us the 90s dance, gay club music, go-go, but honey, from coming from art pop to this, it just felt like a step completely back. And to me, it didn't really feel like Gaga was really truly all the way back. So I didn't really tune into the album as that much. To me, it just wasn't giving sonically, even though she was brilliant as heck as far as the singing and the writing, right? Fast forward, and we get into 4 years later, the Mayhem era, and she dropped Disease. And when I heard Disease, I knew that Lady Gaga was in the right headspace. I knew that she had made a transformation. She had gotten the therapy that she needed. And she had a new puss about her. See, I didn't even have to be there to know that something was different this time, in the best way. Miss Gagish here was all the way back in. You could tell that life was good, right? Right? Because the music sounded like life was good. She even told you when she was doing Chromatica, she was still battling with the fact of becoming Lady Gaga and hating and falling out of love with fame, even though she's a consummate artist through and through. The fame part of it really effed her up. Right? In turn, her turning from being Lady Gaga to letting Stephanie Germanotta come back in. Okay? When you heard those haunting vocals in the beginning of the first single, and then you heard those electronic sound, thumping sound with the guitar, I said to myself, God, this, she's back, honey. With this single right here, I was putting that on replay. Okay, it had been a nice while for that I put anything from Gaga on replay, except for her earlier work before the downfall, before she became Stephanie Germanotta once again, and was trying to fool us into thinking that she was still Lady Gaga. But oh no, we knew that you were Stephanie, honey. We knew that Stephanie was there at that time. Okay, but Gaga, we knew that Gaga was back in the building. Okay, but this time she was fully back in the building. Okay, she had finally got her man in her corner that she married. Okay, because I guess for a very long time that many men were just afraid of who this woman actually is, who she was. They didn't know how to deal with somebody like Lady Gaga. They were in love with the idea of being in love with a woman like her, but they weren't actually invested in truly taking a woman like Gaga seriously. But somebody came along, and hopefully the marriage does last. That, you know, he does a music thing on the side. He has a little guitar he picks up, even helps her write the songs now. Married her and seems to love everything about her, right? So she's very happy in this era, and it shows in the production and the writing of this era. Unlike Chromatica, when she said she wasn't very happy at that time, she had came out with something, the pandemic hit, which made things worse. Right? Made things worse. And I don't know if she just forced herself in the studio to make this record for people, but she wasn't really all the way in it. And you could tell. Her biggest enemy was her, 911, and Pop, another one, honey. But she wasn't in it like that. And so with people accusing her of reheating her own nachos, honey, she crafted something truly brilliant with this Mayhem album. And to me, in my personal artistic opinion, this is the best work she's ever done in her entire life. She was back on track, and she had really given something worth putting on replay from beginning to end with this album, Mayhem. And it just slaps from beginning to end. Like, you just knew that Gaga was really back. She was happy. A man that finally married her, got her puss right together. Yeah. So this is what has happened, and who Stephanie Germanotta is. Stephanie Germanotta is why that she wants to build herself for Stephanie ever is Lady Gaga. Thank you for being here for this enchanting talk. This has been Peyton 3.0, the artist, the musician, the entertainer, not the content creator, not the YouTuber, and not the influencer. Okay? AKA Worklina, the workhorse. AKA Queen Millennial. AKA the Audacity Queen. AKA the Technology Queen. Okay? Now, make sure if you got your life today that you hit the like button. You share people that you know that share the similar interests for commentary, reaction, reviews of music artists. Because that's what this channel is all about. And of course, to truly become a part of this community, you have to actually comment and take part, right? Comment. You have to hit the subscribe button and notification bell for more videos. Why would you not? Okay? Now, you've been here for this long, so here, excuse me. Here's the bonus. I said I was a musician, artist, entertainer, right? So we're going to prove that right now. I usually do the trio, but today I am not singing anything. Okay, because I'm trying to get over this respiratory sickness, and so the voice is going to be on rest today. We're going to be doing the duo, okay? I'm going to rap a cappella, and I want to play a song for you, okay? All right, so here we go. Going up in audition room, heartbeat fast, so it's my turn soon. Judges speaking, they all say no. Back to the drawing board we go. I would sing every night and day, vibrant and driving me insane. Determination rides on my success, and it's the way I will ever rest. And now, the song.
I know you're out there looking for a stress reliever.
You're looking for a stress reliever out there.
Drugs, the alcohol,
here we go.
But let me tell you what you need to do. Here we go. Blood pressure, you worked all day like the messenger. Work so hard that the bills are high. All you do is clown me and freaking try cry. Punch that clock every freaking day. Still on your money, you got to pay. Fuck that shit, man, you need relief, but you got this grief for the fucking cheap. Some take care of the freaking kids, munching your plate for your freaking lid. Stress too much, always in a rush, and even brushing, you're feeling flush. What is it that you're gonna do? Gonna have something relieving you. Time to get out when the music plays every freaking day. All I gotta say is jump, turn that music loud. I wanna see no hands in the crowd. You gotta get it turned up, get it turned up, get it turned up, get it turned up. Lose your mind to the beat, shake it up, keep moving your feet. You gotta get it turned up, get it turned up, get it turned up, get it turned up. Can't get the stress.
And that is all I will be giving you, okay? Now, I want to hear that song in its entirety. Then comment in the comment section. You ready? Let me hear that song. And I most certainly will, absolutely for free.
Dismiss one life, they wanna be around. No matter how you are getting down, there's really nothing that you can do. Push past all the doubts and believe in you. Push past all the doubts and believe in you. Cause when it's all over, said and done, there's only one, yeah, there's only one. Take it by the horns and be on the run. Take it by the horns and be on the run. Even when you get down, yes, they wanna be around and they wanna see you frown.